The video started playing before I even realized my thumb had tapped it. A dashboard camera angle, a dim taxi interior, a woman leaning forward from the back seat, her hand sliding onto the driver's shoulder. Then her mouth, then his. Then their shadows tangling as the city lights flickered across the windshield like silent alarms. My throat closed, because the driver was me, and the woman, hair tied in the loose, careless bun she always wore when she didn't want to be recognized, was Sana, my wife. Someone had posted the video with a laughing caption. Married passenger gets too comfortable with taxi driver faced with tears of joy kiss mark. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Half the city sharing it like it was a damn joke. The moment hit me like a fist from inside my own chest. Sharp, breath-stealing. I felt as if the floor of my small apartment had tilted, the world tipping sideways, my body struggling to keep up with a sudden shift in gravity. My hands went numb. I couldn't look away. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think anything except, why does she look so comfortable? I replayed it. Again and again. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't confused. She wasn't resisting. She was smiling, the kind of smile she hadn't given me in months. And that was the moment the story actually began. Not when she cheated, but when the world saw it before I did. 12 hours earlier, I had been driving the night shift, half asleep, half hoping for a good fare. My life was simple. Pick up passengers, drop them off, collect the money, repeat until exhaustion won. Sana always said she respected me for working hard. She used to pack food for me, call me at 2 a.m. just to ask if I was tired, if I wanted her to keep me company while I drove. Then she stopped. Call became texts. Text became nothing. I told myself she was busy with work. Stress. Deadlines. The usual marriage excuses we feed ourselves to avoid asking hard questions. When the clip surfaced, it was from someone else's phone, not my taxi camera, which meant someone had been following us. Or watching. Or waiting. That thought made something cold crawl down my spine. But the fact remained. Sana had kissed me, and I had kissed her back. I didn't even know it was her. The knock on my door came minutes later, violent, panicked, like someone trying to break it down. I wiped my face, pulled myself together, and opened it. It was Sana. Her mascara was smudged, her hair wild, her breath uneven like she'd run from the parking lot to the apartment without stopping. Adil, please, don't believe anything. I can explain. Her voice cracked. Every instinct in me wanted to reach out and hold her, wipe her tears, tell her it was okay. Years of being her protector, her partner, her foolishly devoted husband kicked in automatically. But then the video replayed in my head. Her mouth on mine, her fingers curling in my hair, her whisper, one I didn't hear in the video, but I remembered from that night, don't stop. I stepped back. Explain? You want to explain this? She flinched as I shoved the phone toward her. Her lip trembled. Adil, please, let's sit. Let me talk. No, I said, though my voice felt foreign, too calm, too steady for the storm boiling inside me. You'll answer right here. Her eyes darted to the hallway as if searching for escape. I didn't know it was you. The word sliced deeper than anything else she could have said. Not knowing it was me made what she did easier for her. Cleaner, less guilt, less hesitation, and that makes it better. I whispered, No, Adil, listen. I was going through something. I made a mistake. I thought. She stopped. She looked away. Her silence was the loudest confession imaginable. My chest tightened. You thought what? She swallowed. Hard. I thought the driver was someone else. Someone else. Someone she wanted to kiss. Someone she was familiar with. Someone she wasn't confused about. My vision blurred for a moment, but I wasn't crying. Not yet. The tears would come later, when the shock faded and the pain finally found space to breathe. Who? I asked. Who did you think it was? She shook her head. Adil, it doesn't matter. It's over. That's not an answer. But she didn't give one. Instead, she pressed her palms to her face and began sobbing, shoulders shaking. And for the first time, I didn't feel compelled to comfort her. I felt like I was watching a stranger. When she finally spoke again, her voice was a weak whisper. "Please, can I come inside? People are recognizing me. They are filming me outside." I looked past her, and yes, 2 teenagers were pointing their phones at us, smirking like we were characters in a drama for their entertainment. Humiliation surged through me, hot, acidic, suffocating. I pulled Sana inside and slammed the door. She collapsed onto the couch, face buried in her hands. Everything about her looked small, fragile, but also dishonest, like she was weighing which version of the truth would hurt her least, not which version would hurt me least. "You need to tell me everything," I said quietly. She nodded, wiping her face. "I will. Just please don't hate me. I never wanted to hurt you." "That's the thing," I said, my jaw tightening. "People rarely want to hurt the ones they betray. They just do it anyway." Her eyes flicked up to mine, guilty, wounded, cornered. She took a shaky breath. "Adil, I've been talking to someone. Someone from work." Of course it was someone from work. "And that's who you thought you were kissing in the taxi?" I asked. She hesitated too long. "Yes." A name hovered between us like smoke, poisonous and lingering. "Who is he?" I asked again, more sharply. "Adil, please." "Who is he?" Sami, her team leader, her mentor, her guide, her work friend. A man she swore she had nothing but respect for. The man she once compared to me, saying I was more hard-working, more grounded, more real. My stomach twisted as another realization hit me like cold metal. That night, the kiss, that wasn't spontaneous. She thought she was meeting him, which meant I wasn't even supposed to be your driver, was I? I asked. She froze. Silence. Suffocating, damning silence. And that silence told me the truth. The ride was arranged. She got into the taxi expecting him. The kiss was planned. The betrayal wasn't an accident. It was a routine. And I had walked into it blindly, unknowingly replacing a man she had been wanting, craving, choosing. My chest caved inward. Where were you two going? I whispered. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Her tears fell, slow, steady. A hotel. She didn't deny it. My knees felt weak. Sana, how long? Her shoulders curled inward, as if the weight of her answer was too heavy. 6 months, she whispered. Everything inside me went still. 6 months. Half a year. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me, like I was falling into a place where air couldn't reach. Everything I'd been ignoring, her distance, her late nights, her excuses, clicked into place with horrifying clarity. And then her phone buzzed. She panicked, snatched it, hid the screen. Suspicion snapped alive like a flame. "Give me the phone," I said. "No," she rushed out. "Adil, please." "Give me the phone." But she clutched it tighter, knuckles white, eyes wide with fear. Not fear of me, fear of what I would see. And that's when I knew something worse was coming. Something bigger. Something she hadn't confessed yet. Something the video was only the beginning of. "Give me the phone, Sana." "No, Adil, you don't understand." "I understand enough." My voice didn't sound like mine anymore. It was low, slow, the kind of voice that comes from a man standing at the edge of something irreversible. The room felt too small, the air too thin, like the walls themselves were holding their breath. Sana pressed her phone to her chest. "If you see this, if you read those messages, you'll never forgive me." That was the moment I realized forgiveness had already left the room hours ago. I stepped closer. She backed away like a frightened animal. "Why?" I asked quietly. "Why are you protecting him?" She squeezed her eyes shut, tears slipping out. "Because if this gets out, it will ruin everything." "Everything is already ruined." Her silence trembled. Then her phone lit up again. A preview message flashed on the screen. "Sami, delete everything. Now. He can't find out the rest." The rest. My stomach dropped. Something cold and sharp slid beneath my ribs, like truth finally piercing through denial. I grabbed the phone from her hands before she could react. She cried out and lunged for it, but I shoved her back with a strength I didn't know I still had. Sana, N.O. She froze in place, hands hovering in the air, breathing hard. I looked at her like she was someone I had never met. The phone wasn't locked. That betrayal hurt almost as much as the affair itself. She didn't even protect their conversations. Not from me. Probably because she never expected me to see them at all. The messages scrolled for months. Hundreds, maybe thousands. Flirting. Confessions. Screenshots of me. Jokes about my long work hours. Comments about how predictable I was. How comfortable she felt around him. How different he made her feel. Then hotel reservations under fake names. Then photos, not explicit, but intimate enough to steal every breath from my lungs. And then the message that burned everything to ash. Sami, did you tell him about the pregnancy yet? Sana, not yet. Let me handle it. Sami, he deserves to know it isn't his. Don't keep dragging this out. My vision blurred. The room tilted. My knees nearly buckled. Pregnancy. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine. The words echoed so violently through my skull that for a moment I forgot how to inhale. My body felt like it wasn't mine anymore. My blood thick. My chest burning. My heartbeat loud and uneven like it was trying to escape. Sana stepped forward, hand shaking. Adil, please, don't read more. Please, just let me explain. Explain. My voice cracked. Explain what? That you're pregnant with his child? That you let me think. I swallowed hard, but the lump in my throat refused to move. How long? I asked. How long have you known? She covered her mouth, sobbing. Adil, I didn't know how to tell you. I kept hoping it wasn't true, hoping it would go away. I didn't want to break you. You already did. Her knees gave out and she sank onto the floor, face buried in her palms. I made a mistake, she whispered. A terrible one. I wish I could take it back. Mistake. A word so small it marked the size of the wound. Mistake. I whispered. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A mistake is saying something in anger. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. She looked up, eyes red. I was lonely. You were always working. We barely talked anymore. I didn't plan for any of this to happen. You're blaming me. No, Adil, not like that. But she had already said enough. I walked away from her, pacing the living room like a man trying to outrun his own heartbeat. Every corner of the apartment felt contaminated by lies I never saw. Every photograph on the wall looked like a relic from a life I didn't recognize. We need to talk to him, I said abruptly. Sana's head snapped up. What? You heard me. Call him. Now. Her face drained of color. Adil, no, please. Call him. Her hands trembled so violently she almost dropped the phone as she dialed. The line rang once, twice, then, hello. Sami's voice, calm, confident, completely unaware that everything had just detonated. I stepped closer to Sana, making sure he could hear me clearly. This is Adil. Silence on the other end, then a cold exhale. So, you know. I didn't realize until then how much I had hoped he would deny it. Panic, beg, apologize, something human. But he didn't. He sounded relieved, like the waiting was finally over. You've ruined my marriage, I said quietly, though my voice shook. You humiliated me. You made her believe you were worth losing everything for. Sami scoffed. I didn't force her to do anything. Sana sobbed softly beside me, covering her mouth. I clenched my jaw. We're meeting. Tonight. All three of us. No, Sana whispered, tugging at my arm. Adil, please, don't do this. But Sami surprised me. Fine, send me the location. His tone was flat, emotionless, like we were discussing a business appointment instead of the disaster he'd helped create. I ended the call. Sana grabbed my wrist. Adil, he's dangerous. You don't understand. I pulled away. No, you don't understand. I need to hear the truth from him. All of it. And I need you both to say it to my face. Her voice cracked. I'm scared. Good, I said. You should be. We met at a deserted parking lot near the old textile factory. Neutral ground, quiet, empty. The kind of place where secrets were safer at night. Sammy's car pulled in slowly. He stepped out like he owned the darkness. Tall, well-dressed, expression carved from stone. He looked at me with a mixture of pity and superiority that made my fists curl. Sana clung to my arm like a drowning woman, but I didn't shake her off. Not yet. Sami approached, hands in his pockets. Adil. Sana. He nodded as if greeting colleagues. I felt something inside me snap, clean and cold. Why? I asked him. Why her? Why us? Why destroy a marriage? He shrugged. People drift. People grow apart. She needed attention. You weren't giving it. I was. Sana broke. Stop. Please, don't say it like that. Sami ignored her. His eyes stayed on me. You work nights. Long hours. She felt abandoned. She felt bored. I corrected. There's a difference. A long silence stretched. Sami exhaled. Look, I'm not here to fight. This was going to come out eventually. Maybe it's better this way. Better, better. The word echoed in my skull, burning everything in its path. And the baby. I whispered. Sana cried harder. Sami didn't flinch. It's mine. The confirmation didn't stab. It crushed, like a building collapsing inward, taking everything with it. My hands trembled. My breath trembled. My entire life trembled. And then, Sami continued. But she had doubts. She wanted to keep pretending with you. For stability. For safety. Every word was a knife. Sana shook her head violently. That's not true. I didn't want. Enough, I said sharply. Both of them fell silent. And for a moment, everything was painfully, violently clear. I had been living in a marriage built on illusions. Her love had dried up months ago. His interest was shallow, temporary, opportunistic. I was the only one who still believed the vows meant something. I took one slow step back. I'm done, I said. Both of you, you're strangers to me. Sana reached for me. Adil, please, don't leave me. Don't walk away from us. There's no us, I whispered. She collapsed to her knees on the concrete, sobbing so hard her whole body shook. Sami looked at her like she was an inconvenience. And in that moment, she realized something too. He wasn't staying with her. He had never planned to. She wasn't a love story. She was a distraction. A mistake he would walk away from the moment it stopped feeling exciting. Her face crumpled with a new kind of fear, abandonment. Adil, please, I made a mistake. Don't leave me with him. He doesn't care. Please. I stepped back again, then turned my back to both of them, and walked away. The video ruined my reputation. Her betrayal ruined my marriage. His lies ruined her illusions. But walking away, that saved me. It hurt. God, it hurt more than anything I've ever felt. The grief came in waves: anger, heartbreak, disbelief, loneliness, regret. Nights were loud with memories. Days were empty with silence. But slowly, painfully, I rebuilt myself. And Sana? She found out the hard way that Sami didn't want her. Didn't want the baby. Didn't want the responsibility. The scandal swallowed her whole. The same viral video that exposed the betrayal also exposed the truth. She loved the fantasy more than she loved me. The world moved on. But I didn't forget. I learned. And in the ruins of everything I once knew, I found a truth that stopped hurting and started healing. Betrayal isn't the end of your life. It's the end of the life you were never meant to live.